I had grown up in Milwaukee, so I was very familiar with FC Milwaukee. I had, tried out for them when I was a youth player, a few times. I knew guys quite well who played for FC Milwaukee. So I obviously was super familiar with their expectations and standards. I also knew about the whole buyout situation and when they switched over to FC Wisconsin. So, those are all things that I was aware of just from being in the area. I was coaching in the area at the time that I was referred to FC Wisconsin by another coach who had already been working for them. So he got me in contact with Ben Shepard. And then we just went throughout, that process of joining. And so that was in 2022. I think it was winter of 2022 when I had joined them. So about 4 years ago. Obviously my first, experience of coaching with them was, the standard was even higher than I thought, which was really cool. It pushed me to be a better coach, right from the get-go. Learned a heck of a lot in my first year. And then, as those years started to go by, just the potential that the club had, itself from the way it's structured, the fact that, it's more of a collaboration than it is, a single coach to a single team or anything, just really kept drawing me into, the process of how we do things. So it was super attractive to be a part of a club the way, that FC operates. So yeah. Well, number one, we do it for the players, and so they keep you going in a way that is unlike anything else. Everybody's there for the same purpose, and everybody wants to get better. So helping the players out in that way, just keeps you going. It drives you to be better every single day. Another thing I would say is just the people you work with there. The other coaches that have so many experiences outside of the club, maybe before they join the club or even during, because there's opportunities, that present themselves when you're working for FC. So even those experiences are things, that have been cool, just sending certain teams out to certain tournaments and even one of our teams heading to a national championship since I've been with the club. Just like cool things like that, obviously continue to push you to be better. I would say for me personally, though, every year for President's Cup, up in Green Bay is something that I look forward to, even though they're not necessarily my teams, but I'm helping out the NL teams up there, and just being on the sideline for a high intensity tournament is always a pleasure. So that's definitely something that I look forward to every year. I would say the biggest thing that's been an impact for me at FC is just the amount of relationships you're making. That's the number one thing with the players, and then obviously the other coaches you're working with is the relationships you're building, and the points, the multiple points of contact and feedback and collaborating that you're doing at the club is just something that we do at a very high level. So the more you do it, the better you get at it. And so that's made a huge impact on my ability to communicate. So I would say, that would be another aspect, is just the clarity you need, and the conciseness, and if that's a word, and just being able to communicate things, at a higher level. And it's definitely helped me, or had an impact on me as well, because I'm a teacher as well. So, those types of skills, obviously translate to my current day job as well. So. I think the number one thing that stands out with FC is definitely the messaging from top down in the administrative team that we have. There's constant communication between levels and directors, and the administration just does such a good job with organizing things, right? And I think the club just itself is so involved in things even outside of soccer. So the fact that there's a family aspect to it where there's lots of members of the club who are maybe close with the club or a little bit on the outskirts of the club that are doing really good things top down to make sure things are organized, to make sure things are going smoothly. And it's just a credit to it being such a high operating club. It's a testament to those people as well and who they are and what they do. So I think the biggest thing is just having the right people, right, and the messaging that they're able to do, and the fact that it's heard and it's followed, and there's buy-in is obviously something that you can't really replicate too many times. I would absolutely recommend FC Wisconsin to a friend or colleague. The thing we do the best is just meeting players where they're at, right, and making sure that they are in the best fit for their development. And whether you're a player at the club or whether you're a coach at the club, it works both ways. We have coaches who, enjoy, where they're placed and who they're working with and what games they're coaching and what tournaments they're attending. But then at the same time, the player development aspect of it, I think we are absolutely, one of the better clubs at just making sure, players' needs are being met and organizing them and evaluating them. And again, number one, making sure they're enjoying it. So I absolutely would recommend FC.